talking on how you can get started with Maestro, what is the business use case, and then we also have a demo. So these guys have came up with some crazy idea. They have some inputs. They will share that with you, and if you have access to UiPath Orchestrator, you can work with them and like create the live demo along with them itself. So thank you everyone for joining, and thank you Ajit and Arvind for leading this session. So I'll just hand over the session to Ajit and Arvind. Please take it ahead, guys.
Thanks, Gajanan. Yeah, hello everyone. Very good evening. I'm really excited to be part of this master session. Thank you all so much joining the session. Yeah, myself T. Ajit Pandi. So I am working as a senior automation engineer at Accelerate. I have been working with UiPath for several years now. So currently I'm focusing on creating agent models, developing our pay projects, testing and deploying machine learning solutions. So today I'm looking forward to share the knowledge to learning together in the sessions. So here one of our teammate also going to lead the sessions. Arvind Balini, could you please proceed with your intro?
Yeah. Hi everyone. So myself Arvind Balanani, and I have been working in Accelerate for 3.5 years. And it's been a good to join this session and share my knowledge with you guys. Let's go ahead, Ajit.
Yep, change the slide. Yeah, yes, guys. Today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic. Then one of the most powerful orchestrate tool. It's called UiPath Maestro. So before we start, let me share some real-time example to help you understand why Maestro is so important. So is many companies around the world. So IT team handle about 60% of the service-based tasks. When we talk about the software industry, the production department is a very critical area. So this where you we have the long running process, then complex level process that need to be running smoothly without interruption. So imagine a situation where many different teams need to be communicate, like the ROC team, production support, testing team, and others. So here, all these teams depends upon each other, and if something goes wrong in productions, they ends up spending a lot of time to fix the issues. So this is one part of example actually. So here, this is where UiPath Maestro comes in. Maestro can manage these complex level business process is a much smarter and faster way. Then it helps the teams communicate easily across the different systems and networks, and then removing the gaps and delays. Okay. Then because of that, so the works becomes more efficient and faster, and then that's why Master is the one of the most powerful orchestrate tool today available in today scenario. Uh, yeah. So today, what are the agenda we are going to cover? So first of all, the master instructions. So here we are going to explain what is a UiPath master, why it's important, and how it orchestration layer for the managing complex workflow, then AI robotics and peoples. Then second one is the master life cycle. We will break down the end-to-end life cycle of master, like how you model, implement, operate, then monitor and optimize your processes, then how it works. Then entire cycle ensures continuous improvement in automation. Then third agenda is BPMN 2.0 and its importance. So we'll introduce BPMN 2.0 is kind of a visual language of processing modeling. You will learn why BPMN is a universal standard, how it helps for to create the bridge business process and technical teams. So and how it prompts better process understanding the automation. Then key elements of BPM. So we'll cover the core components of BPM diagrams like events, activities, gateways, flow, these are flow objects. Then comes under the artifacts, there are data, then annotations. Then connecting objects like a sequence flow, then message flow. These elements help you design clear and automation ready process diagrams. Then the most important thing, concentration in UiPath Maestro. So here we are going to learn about how to build and manage the process, exploring orchestration feature in UiPath, learn by doing real-time practice. So this particular answer, this will be lead by our expert Arvind, who will guide your both basic and advanced features and concepts of UiPath Maestro. Then finally, demonstrate the use case. So here we have an example. We'll highlight the how Maestro can drive major impact, can drive through the production support management, like enabling the smooth operations, foster issues resolutions, and greater process visibility. So here, make sure stay with us until end of the session. We'll be sharing valuable insight and key takeaways about the UiPath Maestro that will give you a deeper understanding of it with the real-time world potential. Yeah, we'll go. We'll start with the Maestro introduction. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, UiPath Maestro is nothing but is a orchestrated platform that enable the business to model and manage and monitor the complex workflows involving the humans, agentic bots, or pay bots, right? So here it will provide the visual workflow design, a real-time process, a monitoring, and seamless coordination across with the multiple systems to ensure efficient and scalable automation. Okay, then where comes under the benefits. Here we have the lot of things to discuss. The first point, unified orchestrate across the platform. So here, Magistrate help you to manage all of your automation from one place, no matter which system or tool they need to run. It's connect everything to your process run smoothly without needing to jump between any kind of other tools. Then support, then second point, support for complex and long running process. So here, let's say some tasks take sometimes maybe hours, days, or even longer execution. So in this case, Maestro can handle this without losing track. Even something need to be first for an approval for external step. Yeah. Then third benefit will be the agentic AI integration. So here, Maestro works with the AI assistants. It's called agentic bots that can make a decision with based on the user prompt and system prompt, then take the action their own. So here it will be help people with their task. It like having super smart digital teammate. Then fourth point is a very important point: scalable execution with event source architecture. So here only Maestro playing the major role. Like Maestro can handle the lot of tasks at the one, keep track every step at that happens. So here, even if something fails, it remember what happened and the can restart from the exact point where it left off. Okay. So yeah, then continuous improvement of the process agents. So here, Mastro learn over time. It gather the feedback from various user inputs, various communication networks like Teams, Outlook, Slack, any third-party applications. It will help us to improve our automation and AI agent without starting over. So things just keep getting better actually. Then final point, uh, building trust, governance, and observability. So which will help us. Our Maestro will make sure everything is safe, trackable, and transparent. Like you always who did what and when. So then it will give the team full control and build the trust layer, especially for the critical and sensitive works. Uh, yes, Arvind, proceed with the next step. So yeah, so this is the main part of the Maestro life cycle. So here only we'll get to know what is Maestro, how we can able to develop the process. We can understand basic layer of end-to-end Maestro process. So first thing is a modeling. First, you can design the workflow visually using BPMN. Like a BPMN is nothing but business process model annotations. This means you map it out each of the step of the process. like who does what, like what happened next, and where bots or AI agents get involved. Okay. Then second point is the implementation. So after designing, we can deploy the workflow into the master environment. This means a process setup into the production environment, then connecting to the robot, AI agents, any third-party applications. Then post deployment, that is a very important thing, operations. So the process that runs in the coordinating task between the humans, agentic bots, third party applications, whatever it is, Teams, Outlook, Slack applications, even we can use the API intervention as well. Yeah, then post that monitoring. So during that after execution, so we can monitor the performance view, logs, and get alerts from the Mastro incidents, then Mastro instance. There are both incidents and instance. If we will get the alerts if the something goes wrong. Mastro provide the dashboard and detailed report to help you keep the everything under the control. Then final point, optimization. So here, finally, based on the data and the feedback from the monitoring, we can make improvement of the existing flow. Let's say, for example, in our complete long running process, we are utilizing one UI automation for the specific data entry. But during after multiple execution, we identified there were some issue with the UI automation. There is some selector issue keep appearing. So these reports we will get under the process mining report under the master incidents. It will help us to replace old approach to advanced approach. So here we can replace the UI automation with the advanced one. Whether it is we can proceed with the API kind of things like a put request, post request. We can change the complete approach based on the current flow execution, which is provided by the UiPath master incidents. So you can see it will help us to improve the end-to-end workflow very smoother and smarter with the power of AI. Yeah, so that's all about the Mastro. Then next thing is about the BPN. BPN which will help us to design the solutions. Then orchestrate the multiple process like whether we what are the agents we need to communicate, yeah, agent bots we need to communicate, then RPA process, what are the process we need to invoke, then what are the gateways are available, like based on this condition, we need to switch this flow, then based on the else condition, we need to switch this flow. So those kind of things we can able to achieve under the BPNN model. So this session will go into explained by the Arvind. Yes, Arvind, you can
Yeah.
proceed.
Okay. Hi guys. Thanks Ajit for the detailed information on Maestro. So let's
Okay.
see how we can model the Maestro agentic process. So for let's take a real world example. Okay, let's take a solution where in a healthcare sector there is a sequence of steps that happens, like patient is calling the receptionist and checking whether there is appointment availability with the doctor, and doctor will also check if the slot is available for him, and then appointment should be booked, and we should give the confirmation, and then you are moving to the next test and those are. So if you don't have anything streamlined in this overall scenario, we will not have anything structured. So every section of what we say the process, they need to have a proper structured design. So we need to have some standard. So the OMR group came with the solution called BPNM, which is the object management group. And BPNM is business process model and notation. Okay. So this is a standardized graphical notation for a modeling business processes, and it bridges gaps between the business users, like the stakeholders and the technical teams. So in our IT section, we can take, like, if you're creating some solution, you will have stakeholders, you will have business what we say counterparts, and you will have our what we say from our side our counterparts. Then you will have the project management and everything, project manager and everybody. So everybody should have a proper structure and should know what they are working on. So the BPNM will bring that solution to them in one place. So BPNM is actually a visual language which helps us understand the overall architecture or overall process, business process, so that it will be easier for us to understand. So the major importance why is, like I said, it has standardized language, so everybody will be using the standard language. Then it supports analysis, and it improves the communication between each counterparts, and also promotes the automation to make it more aligned to the business goals. Let's go with the key elements of BPMN 2.2. So we have flow objects as a part of BPMN. So flow objects contain events, activities, and gateways. Okay, in events, we have start events, intermediate event, and event. And activities, we have tasks and processes. And we have gateways. Then in artifacts, we use data objects, like you can store the data information there in the object, and you can use it in the overall scope. And you have groups for dividing the process into multiple groups for understanding purpose. And you have text annotations for annotating the each sequence. Then we have sequence flows that helps connecting from one one entity to another entity, one element to another element. And we have message flows like the data transferring. And we have association flow that is generally used for the text annotation as a flow connection. Then we have swim lanes. So like I said you earlier, if you take the business partners, and let's say you have a requirement from a business, and the BA should design you a workflow. So the BA will design in a way like they will be implementing like which part should be developed by which person. So it can be BS part, it can be technical part like development part where developer one is working, developer two is working, and BA will orchestrate the design every uh, required entity in that flow. So if you guys have any questions, you can drop a question in the chat and our team will respond to you. And let's go with detailed for every event and activities. So we have uh, different activities. So one is task-based activity, transaction-based, event sub-process, call activity. So task is something like performed by a person or an machine within the process. Transition is like it's a scoped, which are special behavior between inside the sub-process. And event sub-process is a sub-process inside a sub-process. And call activity is an activity that actually uses the, let's say, it's like a global variable that we are using in our RPA workflows. So call activity is something global that is used overall the notation. Okay. And we have task types: send task, receive task, user task, manual task, business rule task, service task, and script task. So it is like what we say, self-defined. If you, let's say you are talking about self-task, it is like sending a message from our Maestro to an external system. And receive task is like receiving a message to the Maestro system. User task is like user performing an action. And manual task is also same thing, but without any software support. Like you can use a start event that is not defined, and you can just trigger the Maestro process. Then business rule task is something like we are using, business rules that are available in Orchestrator. So we can define the DNM conditions like business rules and use that inside our activity so that we can fetch the what rules to be applied. Then service task is like fully automated like this. So you can call like RPA workflows, or you can call like agents and these are. And script task is like you are calling a script and working on it. So activity markers are something like the markers that showcase what type of process it is. Sub process like it showcases sub process the icon, and loop maker is like a loop. Parallel in multi instance is like when the multi instance is triggered and parallelly they are running, then you will see this marker as parallel instance is running. And sequential multi instance is like when it is running in sequence, you can see the instance. Ad hoc is like you're triggering the sub process in between. So it has ad hoc period. And compensation is like a reverse outcome of an executed activity. So let's take, you placed some order inside Amazon and you wanted it to be cancelled and you cancelled it. When you have done the payment, it should be reversed, right? So the when this way, the compensation is defined so that if ever you cancel the order place, then it will revert your amount back to you. Now we have events. We have start event, intermediate event, and end event. So every event has a standard way of calling the event, and sub process interpreting type of event, sub process non-interpreting type of event. Okay. So inside this, so we have plain events like start, intermediate, and end events. So we can see everything when I am running down on the hands-on session. Okay. So message event is like sending the messages, and in sub process interrupting is like you're calling inside the sub process, and sub process uninterrupting is like we are not interrupting the sub process, but we are sending a message to the external system. Catching is like when there is an intermediate event called, you need to throw the event, then it needs to be caught. So we'll use throwing event and catching event for this scenario. And boundary is like if there are any kind of unhandled scenarios, you have a boundary defined so that those will either go, you can use a timer event to wait, or you can use an message event to throw an email. Let's go to the gateways. So in gateways, we have exclusive gateway, parallel gateway, inclusive, event-based, and complex gateway. So exclusive gateway is like a decision point, which is a business in a business process that evaluates the condition where it routes to only one single flow and which is the nearest first matching value. Okay. So let's see. So here I placed an order, and if it is a we are checking for which type of payment we are done. So it's a credit card. It went to credit card. It waited for the credit card verification, and then it updates the payment and it's complete. Likewise, if you see the parallel gateway, parallel gateway is something like everything is triggered in all the routes are triggered at a time, and once all the routes are completed, it will end at the join part. So parallel gateway has two endpoints. One is fork, one is join. So fork will be the initiator, and join will be the final endpoint. So yeah. So when we start, so it will work like this. So it will go for each route. It will complete each task. Then once all tasks are completed, then the join gets completed, and then we are dispatched. So this can be used in a scenario where like your order has been placed and you are notifying the customer, you are notifying the what is a warehouse, and you are notifying the shipping. And once these all accepts the request, then you are sending the notification again to the customer saying that order has been packed and dispatched. And inclusive gateway is a decision point where it will evaluate all the conditions that are true and continues with all the flows. It's similar to exclusive, but it's giving all the routes. So let me show you. So when the payment is initiated, now let's say you have promotional offer and shipping and loyalty discount. So whichever you apply, those get selected, and then your payment is you're going to the payment gateway. So that is how it is. And coming to event-based gateway is like a gateway that is based on the event. Let's say you have a message event, like you received a message, then the event will be triggered. So the entire Maestro workflow is an event-based approach. So whenever there is an event, there is an instance created. So if you define the start flow with an event, then it is defined, then it starts with that event specific. Now, complex gateway is a gateway which is used to model multiple factors. Like you need to have, if you have multiple conditions and multiple input decisions that you need to make, you can use complex gateway, and it will be like an advanced branching logic for decision making. Okay. Next.
Just a minute, guys.
So
Sorry to interrupt.
yeah.
Like, folks, any questions so far? Just wanted to like quick check. Any questions? Anyone has?
Yeah. I have a question. Can you go back to this previous slide?
Yeah.
So, this inclusive gateway. So, for instance, two values it will run for the both of the condition if it gets true, right? So, for
Yeah.
instance, at the last second last point, select the offer. Here we have sending a notification for the order complete. For instance, so
Yeah.
if one is completed before the second condition, it will send the email to the user. For instance, the bot is completed after 1 minute, so the end
Mm.
user will get two email, right? Because it will
Yes.
execute it will not wait the entire condition to be true. Both condition,
Yes,
yeah.
that's right. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Oh, thank you.
And let's say if the condition that you passed, let's say we'll define the condition like as a value. Okay. Let's say I have $50, $10, and $90. And you have the condition like anything greater than 50 should go through the 50. Anything uh, greater than 30 go to this loop. Anything less than 30, then you should go with the medium middle line. If you define in such way, when you trigger this, we have options for getting passing to 2, right? So
Mm-hmm.
what happens is it will take the nearest possible route. So let's say we are defining greater than 30, right? So the route will be like whichever it is defined as greater than 30. Since the value that we inputted is $90, so it will take the route for $30 route, because even though we have the $50 route as defined, because this is the nearest and first matching path. That is the main feature of exclusive gateway.
It will go first on the nearest, or it will go only the nearest path only.
No, it will go out only on the nearest path. Only one
Okay.
only one route it will choose, not multiple routes.
Okay. Thank you.
If you want to use multiple routes, then you need to use inclusive gateway, like this one over here. You can see, right? So it is using multiple this thing. So promotional offers for each
Yeah.
free
Okay.
shipping, like that.
Okay. I got
Okay.
it. Thank you.
Yeah, Valentina.
Um, uh, can you explain the boundary events again? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So boundary events, there are multiple boundary events which I can show you when we are doing the hands-on. So boundary events is like whenever you have any boundary, like any condition, you can say in a scenario where you have faulted, okay, and it is getting not going for the defined route, then you can use the boundary. If you define the boundary event, you can route it to the other possible way. So you can see this scenario when I'm showcasing you the hands-on session. So there I can show you how it is working. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So any questions? Okay. So this is the last aspect of the BPNN. So UiPath is giving an extension to the BPNNs. So let's say you see the task earlier, right? You saw the task earlier, right? So the tasks are defined in many ways. So service task is an RPA workflow, or you can create a queue item, wait for the queue item, or trigger an API workflow. And you have user task, which is called action center, like action apps you will create. You have an action app, like when you are defining the HATL, human in the loop, you will define the user task. Now send task. If you're talking about send task, we are sending an email. So these are handled by like integration service calls and or through the API calls or creating queue item calls. So send task can implement all these three functionalities. And receive task also will works with integration service connectors, message receive, and wait for the event triggers. Ah, and we have agent task that is used for self-hosted agents and external agents. So external agents are categorized as coded agents in UiPath features. I think so. That is a good thing that you can look at later on. And task is the basic task. That is a mock task. You can, if you define that, you can showcase like what is happening. It's just like an dummy task. And sub-process is like, there are two types of sub-process, collapsed and expanded. So it is a notation where you can, it's like an workflow you're calling inside a workflow, right? So sub workflow. So that is a sub-process, and that sub-process can have multiple you can define anything in the subprocess. If it is collapsed, you can see only the header like this, like it is shown. And if it is expanded, then you can see whatever available in the subtask. And parallel and sequential markers are the markers that showcase whether it is running in the parallel or sequential way. And business rules we use for what we say to check the business rules, and it is designed based on the decision model and notation, which is DNM. And script task is a scripting task. So you need to pass a script inside the task, and you can call the script. Okay. And reference task, right now there is no implementation for this. So it is like you are referencing to the data service here. And the data fabric objects are like inside the task, you can call the data service or data fabric and reference the objects that are there. So these are the different extensions that are given to BPNM elements. So any questions before we start the hands-on session? Okay, I'm stopping the session. Just a second. I will be. Okay. So if Vinith, can you share all the documents that needed there so I can start the session? Okay, so you will be receiving, I can't see the chart, so just make sure that you are sharing the documents. So you will be receiving some documents. So in the documents, you will have what we say, the BPNM that we are right now we are creating. Right now we'll be creating, and we'll be having the agent description, which we can use to implement our workflow. And third thing is we'll be having the input that we need to pass in an email. Okay, so for right now to work on this session, to work on the hands-on session, I took an use case where we are doing triaging. So when a customer comes with a request, the first we will read the what we say in email and send it to the agent, and agent will analyze the whole request and generates a sentiment for it and a category for it. And if there is a negative sentiment, we'll be informing the customer relationship team to have a look at it. And if there is a positive sentiment, then we'll be just going through the next step, and we'll check the category as well. Category like which what is the issue that we are facing? Is a technical issue, billing issue, or any general query? So if they are like, if the input is like we are having general and a billing issue, then we are going to so if the questions are two questions, then we are passing those questions to the two different teams. And we'll try to integrate Jira here. If ever anybody don't have the access or never use Jira, you can just use the what we say send email task only for that purpose. Okay. So and at last we'll be keeping the end event. So let me start with the solution right away. So everybody just open your bpnm.uipath.com and just let me know if you guys are ready with hands-on session. If anybody have chat access, just let me know when we can start. So bpnm.uipath.com is the link that you can use. Okay, let me start. Vinith or anybody, can anybody respond? Can I start?
Yeah, you can start. I have the.
Okay. So whenever you create a new DNM, or before that, I can show you. You can import the existing DNM as well, if ever you have any DNM existing, and you can create business rules as well, and we can create the BPNM flow as well. So BPNM flow usually to be used by a BA, so that BA will understand the overall process, creates a solution like a design frame for you how the flow is working, and then you will that will be an initial setup, and you will be implementing as per the SDD solution that you have. So let me just open this. So I created, I clicked on new, so that created automatically. So first we can change the name over here if you want, if you guys want. Okay, now this is the start event. You can define every event like giving the name. So name is represents the element type here, and description will give you the event description. Okay, so this all you can see when you are working. Oh, sorry. Start event and description. Okay, so now as per our requirement, we are starting the event. We will be reading the email. So there are two ways to do the trigger. Right now I'm using the dummy start event because to implement the RPA workflow. So you can directly use something called as message start event. Okay, so when we use message start event, we can pass the we can use the we can integrate it with the integration service, and then whenever you get the email to a specific folder, it will automatically trigger. So for implementing the RPA flow, I am just using the start RPA flow. So I'm here. I'm reading the customer request here in this, and you guys can follow me directly. Okay. And now we need to analyze the email. Okay, so we'll call an email analysis agent. Then now we have outputs. We'll get a sentiment and then category. So in this case, we need to call them at a time. So we need to use not exclusive gateway. So we need to use parallel gateway. Okay, so you can click here, and there is an option for change element. When you click on change element, you can have the options for which one you can select, and if you click on that, you'll be getting the that particular element. So right now I'm using parallel. So parallel has two types of points. One is entry, exit. Entry is called fork, exit is called join. Okay, so I am defining this here, and the first thing is, yeah, just a second, this one. So for first, this is the sentiment that we are handling, sentiment flow. Now sentiment, we need to send an email to customer if it is a negative in nature. If the email is having some negative sense, and if the email is having positive sentiment, then you can directly send it. That was the requirement. So what we'll do here is we are using exclusive gateway. So we are no need to use inclusive because it is only one way path that we are choosing. So we are using exclusive gateway. And if you see here, sorry. Now I'll use message event to send message. So whenever you're in the process in between, then you need to use intermediate throw events. So intermediate catch event is a catch event. When you throw, you will wait for the response from the client. And once you receive the response from the client, then again it will restart the process. So here I'm connecting this.
I have a question.
Yeah.
It will suspend the process?
Yes.
Okay.
It will pause the process there. Okay. Okay. And we need to have categories. So in categories, since we have multiple categories and there can be multiple routes, so we need to use inclusive gateway. Okay. So first, if it is a technical issue, we want to create a Jira ticket. So what we should do is we should use task. So I am using this task. Ticket. And here you can see the condition. You'll be defining if it is which path we are going. And here also we are defining which path we'll be going. So we are creating a Jira ticket, and this will be a technical query. And we'll be sending emails for all other two. So I'm just taking this intermediate through events. Sorry. And connecting to them. Okay. Now, so here is a question, and anybody can answer it before the end of the session. Okay. So if I okay, let me grab this. So whenever it is going here, I am just storing the information inside the data service. Okay. And if it is a positive event or this thing, I'll directly store into this one. So this will be a default path. Okay. So default path is a marker will be like this notation. And now we'll be doing the same thing for this process as well. Yeah. So this is the join event. So where I'm clicking here. Okay. Yeah. If you see, my question here is what happens to this flow? What happens to this flow if I define it this way? Is my question. Just answer it before we end the call, or at the end of the session, I'll explain you what will happen actually. So for that we need to do is we need to keep an inclusive gateway again here. Connect all the paths over here. You can answer the question in the chat. And now I'm connecting this. Sorry, this part to here. Okay. So this is the overall flow. So before we go with this export, I will show the boundary event. So like Valentina, you asked boundary event, right? So if there is any, if it's not going to any route, we are using the boundary event. So what happens if I'm selecting message boundary event? So whenever this path is not triggered and it is going to an exception, then it will directly send an email with this boundary event, and you can directly link this to end event. Okay, so that is why we it's like a try catch kind of thing that you can use here. Okay, I'm just removing this for now. Yeah, so this is how we define the overall flow. So we have start event, reading the email from the customer, analyzing the email with the agent, and we are passing the parallel workflow where we are defining technical query, defining billing query, and we are defining the general query. Okay. Okay. So after this, what we can do, once the BA is completed with the overall structure, she can just download to the file. It will get downloaded and you can import in your workspace. Now let's dive into the workspace. So you guys can directly use the BPNM file that was shared by Vinith. So it is more clearer with all the information given, like annotations and everything. Okay. So let me share how it looks before I go with it. So this is how it looks. So it is the same structure, but I am defining everything over here. So it will be more clear to you guys. Okay. So let me go back and let's hit the workspace. So in this, first we need to create agentic process. So when you click on create new, before that, to go that, you need to go to UiPath Studio, Web Studio, then create new, create on agentic process. So once you get this agentic process, you can just directly click over here. You can rename and you can stop me anytime in between and ask if you have any questions. That should be fine. Okay. And I am importing the agentic process BPNM file. So first I'll import the recent one, then I'll import the actual one. So once it is imported, it is looking like this, right? So what I'll do, I'll just go here. I'll just create a start workflow and this thing, and I can call anything that is available that I created. So right now we can check everything. I'll show you what are we need to do here. So let me just take the already existing flow. So here it is read email. So we have email body, we have error here. We'll be using this. Okay. So like that we'll define, then we'll be assigning this email body to the agent once we create the agent. Okay. So for that, first let's start with the this thing other import. Let me just import. Yeah. So this is the file that was shared by Vinit. So it looks like this. So let's define each and every flow. Okay. So first thing we need to do is we'll define the RPA workflow. Open in a new tab, Studio. Come here. Create RPA workflow. You can use if you're you can use anything here. So I am using email trigger. Okay. So email received. Okay. Let it load. Now for that you need to go configure the connections. If you haven't made any connection to your Outlook or Gmail, you can use anything. You can add a new connection and you will be directed to the integration service directly, and it will ask you for the this thing, and you can just connect it. If you want to use shared mailbox, you can use shared mailbox. If you want to use any if you want to use Outlook, Gmail, you can use Gmail. Okay. I'm just closing this. So I connected this already. So I'm just closing this. You can just click on connect, it will connect for you. So now I'm using this. I am opening my inbox. Inside the inbox, I am creating support ticket. Inside the support ticket, I'm saving this. Then now I'll be creating the variables. So one is email body. And if you see here, you will get email as output. This is the email data that you can use. So what I'll do, I'll set the variable email body. And now I will do is email and body of the email. So when I click this, it will assign the email body to me. So this way we are done. Now what we need to do is we need to publish this, publish into our workspace. So let me rename this. Okay. and publish. Okay, now we are published. Let's go to the orchestrator. So we have demo email created already. Okay. So then we'll go with the agent. So you guys might have received the agent structure that is predefined for us. So you can create the agent directly. So go here, like Ashok and like Ashok showed us, Ashok and Gajanan showed us, we'll be creating an agent. So let me take the input. Let me know if you want me to slow down. I can slow down. Okay. So I am passing the agent information. So here we are defining like it should be an intelligent support classification assistant, where your task is to analyze the input and give a structured JSON output where we are passing category, sentiment, urgency, complexity, and confidence score. Now we need to analyze the content carefully and return only the JSON without including any explanation. Okay. And example input I gave, example output I described. So how the output should be for that input, and input will be the ticket class content. Okay. Now I'm generating the agent. So predefining everything in this structure would actually it will actually eliminate a lot of struggle, and we with the autopilot capability we are easily able to create the agent. So I'm reviewing the roles. I accept if there are any changes. I'm removing the user prompt. I accept for the changes. So it created the ticket content and mapped the ticket content here instead of hashtag input. And I'm reviewing the schema. Sorry, this one schema. This will be the input, and I accept the changes. So this will be an input for me. So before we do it, we'll just test it on the cloud. Okay. You might have received the test emails as well. What test emails that we are using. So you can use any of the test emails. So right now I'm using the first one. I'll just pass this and run it. So you will get an output here with other attributes. So the category is billing, the sentiment is negative, urgency is high, complexity is simple, and confidence is 95. So as per our process, we need to only hit the billing team, and we need to also hit the we need to also involve the customer relationship team. Okay. So our agent is good, looks good. So we'll rename the agent. Okay. So now what I'll do is I need to publish it. So publishing an agent would take some time. So let's publish it. And you can give your changelog as well. So for agent, you need to deploy the solution once it is published and this happened. Yeah. So now I click on this, it will directly take me to the orchestrator. So now our agent is ready. Now I'm deploying the package. So you can choose any existing folder like shared folder, and I can deploy the agent here. Okay. Now what happens? We have this thing. We have the agent created in the this thing. and we'll deploy it inside the classification. So we created the folder and we deployed the agent. So we are ready for the setup. So if you see, you can see the classification agent has been deployed. And we have one classification agent deployed here. Okay, let's go to the BPN back. So here is the demo agentic process we have. Yeah, now we will initialize each one. When I click over here, I am using start wait for the RPA workflow. Okay, so when I click this, it will showcase the automation that I need to pull. Okay, and I can search for demo, read email, this populates. Well, it's just- Oh, sorry. No bad. It will be an out email. What is the change? Deploy change. So this should take some time to reflect. So second. So it's not populating. Go to the orchestrate to refresh this. It is in the latest version. Edit. Yeah, we have the output. Next. Okay. So we have event trigger. Okay. We have everything. So this should show. What's this? It again.
I have a query where
Yeah.
we are still looking. So I saw that when we are building the agent, so we are building as per like we are building an agent through the agent builder, and it opens the Studio Web interface. But when we are
Mm.
publishing it, it is getting published as a solution. While we do have
Yes.
uh, option of creating a solution also, while the
Yes.
Studio Web drop down. So when we are building any, so it gets published as a solution. So can we incorporate any other things also while we are building agents, or it is specifically for agent building only? When we are,
No, no,
if you
we can include our RPA workflows. We can include our what we say the integrations, everything inside this. What we say the RPA workflows and external agents that you are calling like. So everything can be in that whole solution deployed into the solution, and you can download the solution as a package, and you can use it in other orchestrated also. It's like a
okay,
portable
so that
solution that you can create.
the solution can help us build all at once while we are doing this, like the master build being built as a different agent has been built differently. But in the solution, we can have all of them at once.
Yeah,
Is
all of them
this
in one place. Yes.
okay? Okay, thank you.
Still, it is not getting updated. So for this, I already created. So once in a while, we are having these issues with this thing. So I'm just populating the previous one. So we are having email body here. Okay. And now I will be passing this. So let me go and so here for agent, we need to start and wait for agent. If you're using any external agents, you can start and wait for the external agents. Okay. And here, classification agent. So it populated all the this thing and ticket content. So here we are defining the email body. Save it. Okay. So we are done with this part, and now we need to define the individual entries. So here in this, what we can do is we need to get the sentiment, and we'll keep equals to negative. And as you know, equals to will be a precise string. So we need to use that. And if you test it, it should, oh, sorry. So true. Okay. And you can save it. Also for this thing, we made it a default. You can keep like not true also. So positive or neutral flow will come back over here. Okay. And for customer relationship, we need to execute connector. Outlook 365. Now I already have the connection. You can create your connection before you are doing that. And send email. Okay. So this will send email to whomever we defined. I'm just creating. If you click save as draft, it will go to the draft. It won't send it. So you need to uncheck this. Okay. And there are multiple properties as well inside this where you want to reply to or select the importance and CC and BCC. And for Jira, oh, I think so. We are running out of time. So let me do it quick. So for Jira, we need to start executor connection and search for Jira. Okay. And make sure you're connected to Jira. I have created one interface. Sorry, I registered for Jira and with a dummy project, I created this so I can use this. So if anybody doesn't have Jira, you can use the email itself. So I'm creating the issue here and I am giving the project and the issue type, selecting the issue type, and it loads reporter. So I will be searching for the reporter. Okay, I am selecting test demo. The SN is not mandatory, and medium description. Okay. That's it. And if you want also, I'm just creating these values, but if you want to add the value directly, you can add the email body directly over here for more understanding purpose. Okay. I'll just add this email body and let's do this and save it. So, and this is also the same way it is defined. Okay. Think so. We are running out short of time. So you need to pass your email address here as well. And we are keeping the join over here. And this will be the endpoint for this overall transaction for the inclusive gateway. And then we'll connect to the data service. So execute connector activity, data fabric. Now you can select the entity that you want to create new entity record. Okay, and I created one, so I can use that. And I can pass fields that I want to pass, update the fields. This should be available over here, and I am not passing any email address right now. I'm just passing the email body. Yep. So that's it. So let me define these both as well. Okay. Oops. Okay. And this is also same thing. Yeah. Okay. So everything is completed. Now what we can do is we can do a test. Create a new email. And so once we have this in the support ticket, we can now execute this and see the workflow. So any questions still here? Yeah, Michael.
Hi, I had a question about the customer request analyzer. When you're taking the email and you're creating the JSON that parses it, what are you using on the back end? Like, are you using OpenAI? Like, I didn't see where you attached an AI model on the customer request analyzer, the one that outputs specifically
Okay.
for things like complexity, sentiment, the category. So I see there it says LLM call. How did you? I didn't see
Yeah.
where you wired that in.
So what we wired was it's an agent, so that will do an LLM call to the GPT-4. Okay, and
Oh, okay.
it will allow us to get a response from that, like classification of this one. Sorry, I
Got it. Okay.
haven't defined this. Yeah, so I haven't defined
No,
this,
I
so
got it.
that is a yeah, got it. Yeah.
No. I just didn't see where you tied in that LLM
Oh,
on
okay.
the back end, but that's just part of being
Yeah.
an agentic agent. Then you have access
Yes,
to.
agentic builder. So that is the
Got
first session that was handled by Ashok. You can go through that session
Oh,
recording,
okay.
so you'll get more insights of it. Okay.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I missed that. This is my second session. So thank you for clarifying that for me, though.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. No worries. Thank you. And so we are passing the path expression here, and we'll save this. Same thing to this path as well. Okay, and same thing to this as well. Okay, and if you test it, so it is taking two routes. One is building team, and then it should create tier etiquette. I think so. There is some error over here. You should stop.
Yeah,
And
Arvind. So
there
here
is
is a not with the flow actually. There is some
okay. I think no. I understood. So it is the character size that we are passing.
Yeah.
So instead of email or email body, just pass. Should work now. So we are running a lot of very late. So this should, I'll try to wrap it as early as possible. And Ajit has put a good use case, which we include all 4 sessions solution in one Maestro. So we'll be using agents, we'll be using test suite, we'll be using validation action app, and also we are using the Maestro integration. So that way it should work. It will work. So I think so. There is some issue here again. Okay. Is the data size cap limits? So after this, we'll deploy the process. Then we can see the whole process deployed on the Maestro instance, and then uh, we can see how the monitoring is done, how the process instance management is done, and how the exception handling can be done in the Maestro instance itself, like changing the values and resolve. And then we can see how the process mapping will happen. Or process mining takes place by visualizing the KPIs and how can we optimize the process. Yeah, it created and we are good. Now let me just deploy this. Yep. Now this is published. You will need to directly go to Maestro. So here to view this here, first you need to run it. For the first time, you need to run it from the orchestrator. That is the, you see, let me just add the process here. Agent. Demo process. Okay, and I'll start the process for the first time. So we can view it directly inside the instance itself. So once we are done, we can refresh. So you can see the instance running. So here, this is the instance management. So if you are using event-based approach, so every instance will be triggered as a new, multiple instances will be triggered and all instances will be showcased here. And when you click on this, you can see where it is running and what is happening and all the data flows that are happening over here. And whenever you want to change something, you can change it over here when the process stops. Okay. So now it is generating the output, end-to-end output. So it generated the output. So like Michael, you asked, so what happens is in customer classification, we are passing the input to the agent, and agent will use chat LLM call to the chat GPT or Anthropic model and get a response in a structured output format that then be used in our complete workflow. Okay, so we can zoom in over here and you will see this overall flow, how it happened. Now, let's say if there is any exception happened over here in this case. So how can I do it? Is I'll go to the support. I will delete that. Mark as read. Okay, this is the older email. So in our definition, we are keeping only 1 hour previously available event. So if I run this again, so we can run it from here. If you want to configure something, you can configure it here, the values. Okay, and I can click run here, and the next instance will be started. So the second instance has been started. So if you see here, now in this case, it should throw an error and get stopped. So if you see, we have an error. And when you enable the previous email that we created and you run it, it will run from here. For that, you can retry from here directly. And if you want to upgrade your solution and make it to the latest version, you can click on upgrade and select solution and migrate the instance. So it will be new solution. So if ever any issues with your overall flow, you can update it here and migrate the instance. So it would take around 5 to 10 minutes to take effect. And after that, if you want to run it from somewhere specifically, I can select the element where I want to run it. Okay, and I can continue. It should change the current step and do this one. So right now the process is completely stopped, so it's not moving the target location. So till here, and you want to cancel it, you can cancel it directly from this instance. So when you cancel, you can't reuse the instance at all. So if you see here in the monitoring aspect, we saw that now we can, for optimizing the flow, so you can see this one in the monitoring page, you can see number of incidents created. Like if there are any exceptions, the incident get created. I'll show you that. And number of instances ran, how much time it ran, and how many instances per week. And if there are any faulted, where it is faulted, which element, and how many times. So based on this KPIs, we can optimize the flow. So for that, you can go to the optimize, click on reload data. That's right, it is publishing. So this would take around 2 to 3 minutes. So we'll just, I'll show you the previous instance that I had created for this one. So if you see the optimization, it will show you like this. So how is the workflow supported? And if you open in process mining, you can have all the KPIs that are available for all the instances and how many times this has been triggered and how many elements are and how can you optimize it. Based on that, you can understand where you can optimize the workflows to reduce the process time. So this is how it looks. And you have operational monitoring here. When it is running, you can check all the tasks and number of events. If you are familiarized with process mining, it will be very easier to understand. And automation potential and action center tasks. If there are any action center tasks that can be viewed over there. And due dates, you can assign the due date for each task for the action center tasks. So this is the overall this thing. And whenever you have any errors, right? So there will be creating the incidents, process instance. You can go directly to the process instance and check the error message and fix that issue. If ever there is issue and you want to fix it, you can fix it. And yeah, sorry for the long session. Yeah. So if you have any questions here, just let me know, or else Ajit will walk you through the business use case. It would not take more than 5 to 10 minutes. So for the Ajit's use case, it will have all the series implementations available, like agents, like I said you before, agents, validation action, test suite, and lastly the Maestro session. Ajit, please go ahead. I'm stopping.
Sh- Sure, Arvind. Thanks for the wonderful
Before,
explanation.
yeah, go ahead.
Once again.
Okay, so are you guys done? I lost my connection in between.
Yeah, team, is my screen is visible?
Yes.
Yeah, so already we are running sort of time, only 4 minutes left. I will try to explain as soon as possible. So here in this business model, we completely changed or transformed the production support management. So here we have invoked a agentic AI, then RPA bots for the repetitive actions, then APIs and Jiras to make the super faster and smarter and more hands-on free. So usually, when something broken in the production, what we will do, it will take some time, much more time to figure out the what went wrong. There are delays, team to go back and forth. It can be hard to find the real issues, right? So, but what if we did not check everything in the manually? What if approval were not any? There is no blockers. What if we could get all the information we need instantly? So for that, we have created the completely solutions, Mastro production management support, which will help us heavily lift watch for the failures, understanding the type of errors, finding out the what cost, and even know what to raise the issues or suggest what to do the test. Okay, and the best part, it works across industries like banking, healthcare, finance. So yeah, I will show that how it works. Yeah, you can see that. So this is our flow. I'll maximize the screen. Yeah. So this is the first block. We are getting the response through the Teams chat. Customer going to put the message, "Hey team, kindly conduct the overall production support management for this week." So here, bot will take the response from here, right? Then we have used the agentic models, which will validate whether it is an ordinary message or whether it is related with the testing. Okay. Post validation, it will send the greeting message to the user. Hey user, we are going to conduct the production support management, right? Then post that we have put one more check with the help of RPA process here. What will validate whether it is valid response or invalid response. If we got a good response, it will interact with the Jira. It will for the production support, we need the evidence, right? So first of all, it will going to raise the ticket for generate the summary report. Then second thing, it will raise the ticket for generating the testing, to create the testing like a footprints. It will create the evidence and notify. It will give the notification to the testing team, right? After both Jira has been created, it will, with the help of API, it will pull the records of the overall orchestrator executions, based on the user input. If they want for the week wise or daily wise or monthly wise, it can pull. Then post that, it will send the notification. Again, it will automatically update the issue. Hey team, we are summary has been pushed. Yeah, hey team, summary has been pushed. We are going with the next step. Just it will update the comment. Uh, yeah, it will just update the comment in the Jira itself, then send the notification to the user. Then finally, yeah, based on the result what we fetched from the orchestrator, it will validate which department has the huge number of failure, whether it is banking department, whether it is finance department, whether it is healthcare department. Post analysis, this agentic model will give the response. Then those response will get validated by here. You can see that here it will validate what is the percentages of the failure. Let's say, for example, there is might be system exception happens or business exception happens, right? Something invalid user credential. Due to that, also bot unable to perform the task. So post classification, it will create the three different Jira ticket: one for system exception, one for business exception, one for valid like invalid credential in orchestrator, right? Then post that, it will send the notification to the user. Then finally, again, we have used the agentic model. Based on it will analyze the based on the robot logs. Okay, so here we are getting huge number of failure due to some LSLR issues. It will comes under the system exception due to some environment related issue. It will comes under the unhandled exception. So this agentic model will categorize everything. Then if we get more than 80% production failures, so it will directly send the action to the like human validation. So under the actions, it will provide the agentic feedback as well. Then it will provide the what we need to suggest. We need to conduct the testing for this particular failure, or we need to escalate to the respective team, whether it is ROC team, whether it is production support team, or we can good to go. So there is something happened, wrong data shared by the product like a user side. So next time we will check one round of testing, then we will proceed further. Likewise, suggestion it will provide. Then if below than 80%, you can see that. So this is the gateway we have used here. If it is good below below 30 to 50, okay, it will send the good notification. So we got the huge success rate in the production. Okay. If it is more than 50, it will automatically take the decisions. Okay, there is a for the particular category bank, there is a huge number of failure. There is particular scenarios getting key fail, like a login scenarios or navigating scenarios. It will create the test case. It will by own. It will conduct the test set by own. It will start the execution by own. So there is no need of intervention, manual intervention here. It will conduct everything by own itself. Okay, so I will trigger the bot here. Yeah, you can see. I will put the message in the team chat. I'm going to run this.
Guys, we are just running out
Testing
of
time.
time. So meanwhile, Ajit is running
Yeah,
with any
yeah,
questions so far, everyone?
yeah. So yeah, team, you can see I have put the message. Hello, master team. Kindly conduct the production management support for this week execution. Okay. Once we user has send the message to the teams. Okay. So we have used the event-based trigger. You can see that it just read the notification from the user, right? Then it's going to classify with the help of AI agents. It will check whether it is ordinary message or whether it is relevant with the testing. Okay. Then it will send the greetings to the teams. I'll show that greetings, how it will look like. You can see that. Hey team, greeting from the RPA master team. We appreciate your request. Would like to proceed with the production management support. Like a brief explanation. Okay. Then again, it will validate whether it is invalid or valid response. Okay. Then it's going to create the summary report. Then it's going to create the Jira ticket for the summary report. It's going to create the Jira ticket for the testing. Okay. Then in the master process execution, it will with the help of API, it will pull enter records, enter API, like what are the process execution happen. It will provide the brief summary about it. We'll get the mail for it. Yeah, you can see that. These mail come from the API bot. You can see what are the, so this is the complete summary report. Then under here, what are the XAMLs getting passed? What are the XAML getting keep fail, like more than 80%. So login application is working fine. Extra data is working fine. Then finally, we have the huge issues in the process records. So that's why it's mentioned failed. Okay, so now we got the clue. Okay, there is a particular XAML file keep getting failed in the production. So we don't need a for RCA. We don't want to get back to the orchestrator. There is no manual check required. Okay. Yeah. Then post that we identify the XAML file. Then this XAML file belongs to which department, whether it is banking department, whether it is finance department, whether it is healthcare department, which will validate under this process category validation, right? Then post that. It will come to here. Here it will completely analyze the overall robot logs. What is the count of failure rate? Like what is the rate? For example, out of 10 days, how many times get failed? whether it is only whether it is something relevant with the system or something related with the business or something related with the user side, like they send the wrong or like invalid business data. Okay, it will validate all the things. Then it will create the three different JIRAs, one for the system exception, one for business exception, one for user side invalid data. Okay, then it will send the notification to the user as well. Then this is the very important agentic model. It will validate the robot logs where we need to push. Like if it is below the 30%, then it will validate what type of testing we need to conduct, whether it's a regression, then what kind of banking, what kind of department we need to do the testing, right? So all the validations with help of from it will contact. Okay. Then if it is more than 80%, it will send for the user validation. I'll show that user validation, how it will look like. So painting. Yeah, so unassigned task. Yeah, you can see that how the response look like. Assigned to self. So we got all the details from the agent. You can see what is the exemption percentage. We got 83. Then agentic model will provide the RCA. Hey team, a significant spike has been observed with over 80% of the exception classified as a system exception caused by the selector issue. So now we exactly got to know, okay, there is something issue with the selector. It comes on, okay, we need to conduct the testing for a particular piece of XAML file. Okay. So here we can write some remark. Then here we can choose the options whether we need to something. If it is if the agentic bots give the feedback something related with the invalid user data, we can directly escalate to the business people. Otherwise, if now we got the system exceptions, there is some selector issues happen. So here we need to conduct the testing for the particular XAML file, right? So I'm going to choose the testing, then submit. Unless until you can see it will not move to the next step. It will wait for our user validation. Okay. I'm going to click on submit, complete. Okay. Now we can see it will proceed with the next step. Yeah, you can see that you got the user input as a testing. You can see here we employ the RPA bots to create the test group. So here we got the category as a banking. Okay. Then we got the failure in the process records, which means the data entry session. So it will going to conduct the regression. All the details will come over here. The variable sessions. I will show how the test case has been created. Test sets, testing tab. You can see 32 seconds back. Okay. Banking regression, which means banking category, banking department. We are going to conduct regression testing with the current date and time. What time is get created. Okay. Then it will start with the execution also, test execution. I'll explain this. Okay. Here you can see what are the test case conduct passed. So for the data option got passed, then ACME testing login got passed. So remaining three, there is some issue in the backend in the code itself. Here we need the developer input. Okay. So now we can see that complete production support will handled by Mastro itself without there is no need of any manual intervention. There is no need of ROC team support, production team support, testing people. Then if we are unable to find out the RCA, sometimes we will seek for the development emails or help also, right? So everything, including the process categorization, including the process RCA, including what type of testing we need to contact, everything will given by the Mastro. So yeah, so that's why how it's impacting the then it's creating the long running process at the same line. Yeah, that's all about the production support management in Mastro. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's done.
Thanks, Ajit.
Guys, any question? Anyone has any question? Sorry, it took a bit longer than we expected, but any questions? Please feel free to ask.
No questions, Kajan. So it's very detailed explanation given by Arvind Dandachit. So yeah, it is. So I attended many sessions, but this is the first real-time example where they show the support system itself entirely in a genetic way. Yeah, it's a good session. Thank you, Arvind Dandachit.
Thank you, Surendra. So anybody, any questions? If you want to ask me through the LinkedIn, you can connect with me. I'll be sharing the LinkedIn as well.
And
Okay.
I really hope you upload all the BPM and documents. I really want to try it, but I connected through organization computer, so I don't have much access. So if possible, right, upload all the documents. I will try it at night or tomorrow for the weekend.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
I'll do it.
Thank you, everyone. Just thank you. I think we can close the session here. The recording will be uploaded on the channel and we will share the recording. If you don't get the recording, just go to this event page and like by tomorrow you can see the recording uploaded there. Okay, on the event page itself. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
team.
Bye.